Class. Alrighty, here is a video about how to complete the March 24th opinion writing assignment. We are going to start by watching my video. I'm making that right now, so it's not on here, but it will be shortly. We're going to take a look at these opinion posters. Let's talk about what an opinion is. What is an opinion? An opinion is a belief, judgment, or way of thinking about something. Opinions usually tell us how somebody thinks or feels. Here's an example of opinion. Vanilla ice cream is better than chocolate. Or morning is the best time of day. It is important to have quiet time before beginning the day. An important thing to remember about opinions is that you will not always agree with somebody else's opinions. Maybe you don't like vanilla ice cream. You don't think it's better than chocolate. Maybe you think chocolate ice cream is better than vanilla. Or maybe you think nighttime is the best time because you could have a bonfire or something like that. So really, opinions are something that not everybody always has to agree with, but it's important to remember that you can still agree to disagree, or you can still be people's friends even if they disagree. For example, I'm still friends with my sister even though she likes vanilla ice cream and I like chocolate ice cream. Really, it's not a big deal. We just feel different ways about a topic. So here's an example from our poster. My friend thinks New York Yankees are the best, but I think the Boston Red Sox are the best team. We can respect each other's opinions even if we disagree. How many of you have family members or friends that maybe like the Vikings and not the Packers? That's another good example of an opinion. Is who likes certain baseball teams, soccer teams, basketball teams, baseball teams, football teams, things like that. What are characteristics of an opinion piece? It is a type of writing that shares the author's thoughts and feelings on a topic with the reader. So when you're writing in an opinion piece, you're sharing your thoughts on certain topics or your opinions. The reader may not agree with the author. So maybe I'm going to read your writing piece and not agree with it, but that's okay. Not all people are going to like the same things. Maybe you're going to write about how you love sushi. I definitely do not love sushi, so I won't agree, but I will still listen to your paper and be respectful about it. Has a clearly stated opinion, so you clearly are stating that opinion. So, for example, with the above ice cream example, you would just say, vanilla ice cream is the best flavor of ice cream. You're just stating how you feel or stating your opinion. You're going to have reason that explain the opinion. So vanilla ice cream is the best kind of ice cream because it is very plain and I like plain flavors. I don't know. You're going to have to come up with your own opinions for that. You're going to have examples that support the reasons. I already said that. That's very, very important. You're going to be detailed with those examples. So when you're supporting your opinion, you want to make sure that you have very logical and detailed reasons why. If you tell your parents that you want vanilla ice cream, and you're trying to argue why you want vanilla ice cream instead of chocolate, you're going to have good reasons to convince them to get you a vanilla ice cream cone. It needs to be organized into paragraphs that supply the reasons. So maybe paragraph 1 is going to be your first reason, paragraph 2 is going to be your second reason, and paragraph 3 is going to be your third reason. And then, of course, you're always going to have a conclusion that restates the opinion, so you're going to say it again in different words and kind of recap what you talked about. So that's a little bit about opinions. The biggest thing to remember is that it is a belief, judgment, or way of thinking about something. Facts are not opinions. That's another thing I wanted to talk to you about. So if there's something that's a fact, like Madison is the capital of Wisconsin, that is true, and everybody knows that to be true. So that cannot be an opinion. All right, let's take a look at the reading. Vacation in Washington, D.C. There are a lot of places to vacation, but at least once in their life, every American should visit Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is our nation's capital. This is where the President of the United States lives and works, and where our country's other leaders work. Washington, D.C. is full of history. You can visit one of the many museums to learn more about our country's history. The Air and Space Museum even has planes and space shuttles you can see. There are monuments you can visit in Washington, D.C. as well. My favorite monument is the super tall Washington Monument. Washington, D.C. is beautiful. In the springtime, the cherry blossom trees bloom pink. You can also walk along the Potomac River to take in the beautiful views. There is a wide open grassy area called the Mall, located between the Lincoln Memorial and the Capitol Building. This is a pretty place to relax, fly kites, or even have a picnic. Washington, D.C. is affordable. Almost all of the museums and mountains are free to visit. You can even take a free tour of the White House or the U.S. Capitol Building if you get tickets from your senator ahead of time. Hotels in Washington, D.C. can be somewhat expensive, but there are a lot of cities just outside the capital where you can stay. Just hop on the metro, a subway system, to get into the city. As you can see, there are a lot of reasons to visit the capital. Not only can you see some of the beautiful places, you can also see parts of history. Plus, it is a very affordable location. So this is an opinion piece about visiting Washington, D.C. There are a lot of opinions in here, but there are also a lot of facts in here that support her opinions. So if you see, there is her statement. There are a lot of places to vacation, but at least once in their life, every American should visit Washington, D.C. That was her opinion statement. Does everybody agree with that opinion? Not necessarily. Maybe people think that you shouldn't ever visit Washington, D.C. in your lifetime. So at least once in their lifetime, every American should visit Washington, D.C. is an opinion. And then she goes on to tell us that Washington, D.C. is our nation's capital. This is where the President of the United States lives and works, and where our country's other leaders work. That is all correct information, and that is, those are facts. So here is her first, you can't really see, but Washington, D.C. is full of history. This is her first reason to support her statement. So she said, at least once in their life, every American should visit Washington, D.C. Her first paragraph is talking about Washington, D.C. is full of history. You can visit one of the many museums to learn about our country's history. The Air and Space Museum even has planes and space shuttles you can see. There are monuments you can visit in Washington, D.C. as well. Those are all true facts about Washington, D.C. And then she follows that up with her opinion. My favorite monument is the super tall Washington Monument. That's an opinion because maybe not everybody's favorite monument is the super tall Washington Monument. Maybe there are other monuments that other people like better. Her second reason to support her opinion: Washington, D.C. is beautiful. That is also an opinion. Maybe some people think Washington, D.C. is ugly. Okay, I don't know if it is. I haven't been there, but that doesn't mean everybody thinks it's beautiful. But she does. This is her opinion. In the springtime, the cherry blossom trees bloom pink. That's true. You can also walk along the Potomac River to take in the beautiful views. There is a wide open grassy area called the Mall, located between the Lincoln Memorial and the Capitol Building. Those are all facts. This is a pretty place to relax, fly kites, or even have a picnic. This is a pretty place to relax. She's calling it a pretty place. This is her opinion. She thinks it's pretty. Does that mean everybody thinks it's pretty? Maybe, maybe not. So that would be an opinion. Here is her third paragraph with her third reason. Washington, D.C. is affordable. That is also an opinion. because it might not be affordable for everyone. Almost all of the museums and monuments are free to visit. That's true. You can even take a free tour of the White House or the U.S. Capitol building if you get tickets from your senator ahead of time. That's also true. Hotels in Washington, D.C. can be somewhat expensive, but there are a lot of cities just outside the capital where you can stay. Just hop on the metro, a subway system, to get into the city. So a subway is a metro system, or a metro is a subway system, and you can get into the city for that. I like how she mentioned that it can be somewhat expensive. So she's recognizing other people's views. Maybe it's expensive for some people. And then she gives an option. But there are a lot of cities just outside the capital where you can stay. So she's kind of persuading you that even if it is a little bit too expensive for you to visit, there's still other options. And this is something you want to do in your writing. You want to make the reader feel the same way that you do. As you can see, this is her conclusion. As you can see, there are a lot of reasons to visit the Capitol. She stated her opinion, again, in different words, and now she's going to restate her reasons. Not only can you see some beautiful places, you can see parts of the history. Plus, it's a very affordable vacation. So this is a very well organized, persuasive, or opinion essay. Now, what I want you to do for today's homework, there's two things. Number one, I want you to take a quiz. I'm not noticing why it's saying it's not accessible, but I will make sure that it's accessible for you. You're going to enter that, take the quiz on the form, and then you're going to go into your Google Docs opinion writing, and you're going to start your own essay. It does not have to be long. I just want you to have a statement and 3 reasons to support that statement. So here are some examples if you need some writing ideas. Otherwise, you can come up with your own. So you could write, would you rather have chocolate or vanilla? Would you rather live somewhere that is always hot or always cold? Would you rather give up pizza dippers or pizza? Would you rather go to bed early or stay up late? So notice some of these things are would you rather questions. You can use that to help you. It's just helping you think of 2 ways to see something. There's 2 sides to choose from, so that helps you create an opinion. And that's all. Once you're done with that writing, I want you to go to your document and submit it for me so I can see that on my end. I hope you have a fun time writing this. Have fun.